just as we round this corner. Now is the back of the M+ Art Museum. So let's take a little walk. I'm using a new phone. Now the West Kowloon Cultural District has about 99 acres. Hey Elizabeth. The skyscraper is the Chinese Opera building, beautifully designed building. And here we have the M+ that was already open, and then straight ahead is the Hong Kong Palace Museum that has items dating through 5,000 years of Chinese history, but most importantly you can see items from the Forbidden City in Beijing, right here in Hong Kong at the Palace Museum. Hey, welcome. Now I want to give you a quick look at what this area looks like from the sky. So I'm just gonna show you a picture. Here we go. There we go. So you can see it's a wedge-shaped waterfront site. And it was actually created from reclaimed land in the 90s. So let's do that. Let's carry on walking. So a lot of Hong Kong, about 10% of all of the land in Hong Kong has been reclaimed. And what that means is that they've just put down sand and built into the ocean to create more land. Because Hong Kong is quite hilly. We're going to look at Hong Kong Island now. And if you live on Hong Kong Island, you may live up against the mountain, and it's quite hilly. And so in order to create more land, they've just added more land, and that harbour has become smaller and smaller. Now look at that, what a spectacular time to be here today. We are now looking out at Hong Kong Island. And what a spectacular morning. It's about 9:30 here. Now, how you get to the West Kowloon Art District, there's two ways. The one is to take a bus, and the bus actually just stops where that blue building is, just around there. Or if we just go to where we came from, I was in the Elements Mall, and inside the Elements Mall is a train station. It's called West Kowloon train station. And yeah, lots of kids. This is a place where not only is an art park, but it's a place for families to come and come and relax and just come and enjoy a park. It's also a beautiful place to come and watch the sunset. Imagine seeing the skyline and at sunset. It's really beautiful. Now the other interesting thing about this area is that it's connected to, I want to give you a little postcard now of the M+ Museum, the massive contemporary art museum. I'll tell you about it a little bit later. But it's just, in scale, it's just massive. But here's a nice little postcard moment. Let's see, okay, I'm gonna hold it there for a second. That's Museum Plus, so it's supposed to be more than just a museum. Yeah, so the Elements Mall has your regular Hong Kong train station, as well as a high-speed train that goes from Hong Kong to pretty much anywhere you want into mainland China. You can go from Hong Kong to Shanghai or Beijing, all by train. Okay, so let's just talk quickly about the M+ Museum. The M+ Museum is a museum of visual art and culture here in the West Kowloon District, and it exhibits 20th and 21st century visual culture encompassing visual art, design, architecture, and moving image. So they've got about, I think, 3 cinemas inside. And in fact, if we were standing on Hong Kong Island and looking out at West Kowloon, I'm going to show you what we would see. Yeah, so this is what you would see. You would see the facade of the West Kowloon M+ Museum, and that big black rectangle turns into almost like a TV screen, and if you're standing on Hong Kong Island, you're looking out at that big block, black block. It'll be advertising whatever is happening here at the M+. So it's very cool to see, especially at night. So you can see just a massive epic place. A lot of construction is still going on here in front. Now, the museum itself is just massive in scale. In fact, if you want, let me take you upstairs and we'll talk a little bit about it. Oh, hi Rose. So the museum was intended to rival the Tate Modern and New York's Museum of Modern Art in terms of the breadth and importance of its collections, and it really is. When you go inside, just a massive, massive space. I've been here a couple of times. I've never been able to explore the whole space. And what we're going to do now, we're not even going to go inside the museum, we're going to go outside. I just want to show you just the view from the top. So construction on the museum began in 2014 and it was completed in December 2020, where they got an occupation permit on the 24th of December 2020. Here we're going to have a really great view from the top. Let's have a look. So this is the part here that turns into a screen every evening. And what an insanely amazing view we've got here, overlooking Hong Kong Island. Hong Kong is a very busy place, and usually it's very difficult to find some peace and quiet away from people. But if you come here to... Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, if you come here, it's very quiet. So we're gonna continue our journey. Now the whole museum inside is using this cement. Just really, really epic space. Next we're gonna make our way to the Palace Museum. And while we do that, we'll look out at the view that we just saw now. And I'm going to show you the tallest building in Hong Kong as well. I've filmed there many times, but I don't know, they're preparing something special there, so let's continue our journey So we're gonna walk now onto probably there's so many reasons to come to West Kowloon Cultural District, but the main, besides all the museums and all the art and all the culture, the other reason is just to come here and look at the amazing view. Yeah, the exhibits are amazing, and I recommend if you come to Hong Kong, add the M+ Museum to your bucket list, and the Palace Museum. Let's walk across the lawn. Elizabeth, no, they don't allow you to film inside, unfortunately. I have requested that before. But I have got photos from inside, and they do allow you to share those. So I'll look in my archive, and I'll put some up on our Facebook group. And if you want the link to my Facebook group, it is here on my YouTube. Just have a look for it. It's on the main page. And I'll post some pictures of the art that I went to see. There are a lot of interesting installations here that when I first looked at them, let's look at the tallest building in the world. This is actually a perfect vantage point. So here we are. That's the tallest building in Hong Kong, the 13th tallest building in the world. It's called the International Commerce Center, although we just call it the ICC for short. It's a 108-story building. It's about 484 meters, that's 1,588 feet. It was completed in 2010 here in West Kowloon. Now, at the time when it was completed, it was the 4th tallest building in the world. That was in 2010. Now in 2023, it's the 13th tallest. Of course, the Burj Khalifa and many more skyscrapers have been built. Now, if you're wondering what's inside this amazing skyscraper, so the bottom section is all offices, and then as you get higher, it becomes the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and then towards the top they've got a special viewing deck called the Sky 100. And that Ritz-Carlton Hotel is the world's 3rd highest hotel. You've got amazing views overlooking Hong Kong. And the ICC also faces, and we're going to have a look at it now, the 2nd tallest skyscraper in Hong Kong. That's called the the International Finance Center, number 2, and it's directly opposite across Victoria Harbour in Central, and we're gonna see it right now as we walk onto the harbour front. So we're coming up to it now. Yeah, it will be pricey, but the view is priceless. So there are many beautiful little spaces you can walk in. Here's one, and you can see we're coming up to the ICC. We'll be able to look at it directly. So the ICC behind us, and then the International Finance Center ahead of us. The 2 tallest buildings in Hong Kong. Kowloon Arts District. Hopefully I can give you a nice clear view of the International Finance Center and Hong Kong Island. And this is where people love to come, especially in the evening if there's a great sunset. This is where you want to be. And there are always going to be snacks available. So you really don't need to worry about anything. Man, isn't that epic? What an epic view. So we're here on Kowloon in Hong Kong, looking out onto Hong Kong Island. And straight up ahead of us, the tallest building on Hong Kong Island, being the IFC, the International Finance Center. And if we just turn directly around, see the tallest building in Hong Kong, staring straight opposite the ICC, the tallest building in Hong Kong. And yeah, if you just Google this area, the West Kowloon Cultural District sunset, and you're going to see lots of amazing pictures. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of night markets, like temporary night markets that they've been starting, and I think this could be one of those too. Now, even though we talked about the ICC over there has 118 stories, actually there's only the building itself only has 108 floors. And so in Asia, especially like Chinese culture, due to the prevalence, they have something called tetraphobia in Hong Kong, and what that means is the number 4 in Chinese, I think it sounds, it's an unlucky number. So just like in the West, how we try to avoid the number 13, they try to avoid the number 4, as it's like a bad luck. I think even the word itself, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds similar to like death or something, I imagine. So the floors that have the number 4, like 4, 14, 24, 34, 44, 54, those are all omitted, and that's how you end up with a 118-story building that is actually only has 108 floors. Because a lot of those number 4s were skipped. Now I mean, this is an amazing way to just come a place to come and relax. I'm just going to give you a nice little postcard moment here. But you can also, if you want a raised platform, I'm going to turn around now. And they've got a beautiful raised platform up here. So go sit down there, walk along that area at the top, and just enjoy a beautiful view. Now, you wouldn't think it, but right under us, where this, well, you can't really see it, but through the trees there's a blue building there, and right under us now is actually a highway that connects Hong Kong Island to Kowloon, where we are. So there are lots and lots of trucks and buses and cars going underneath Victoria Harbour, and they pop out on the other side there. And in fact, this building, this blue building that you see over here, is that building serves a purpose. It's to get all the smog out of the tunnel and make sure that the tunnel stays clean. So it looks nice, but it also serves a very practical purpose as well. And here they're setting up for Christmas. And now we're going to leave this amazing view, and we're going to head to one of my favorite places, is the Hong Kong Palace Museum. Cool. And I've just got a message I'm going to read. Jay says number 4, 14, and 24 are associated with death for Cantonese people, Chinese people, as the words or these numbers sounds like the word death, must die, easy to die, respectively. Yeah, so that's how number 4 is to be avoided. I was in just on that topic, I was in like an Arabic country, and I think it was probably Egypt, and they said to me, "What's your name?" I was like, "Matt." They're like, no, what's your name? Matt. And apparently Maat is the Arabic word for death. So learned some Arabic. So isn't this amazing to think that this building is just one giant airport? So we're going to go now, make our way to the Palace Museum. And everywhere, what I love about it is, yeah, you're right, everywhere we go there's just beautiful views. Little hidden spaces. So on our left, this big blue building is called, I think this is Free Space. It's a theater. Or no, I think no, this is it on the right hand side. It's Free Space. It's a theater where they do different theatrical performances. Here they're advertising the latest one. Oh. And then coming up on our left very soon, Jay says, did they switch to Matthew for that trip? Yeah, I think we did all. It was one of those moments, and it's funny how words have different meanings in different countries. Yeah, and you don't even realize it until you're there and you say your name and then you find out what it means. So I hope that this, I'm not using my mic today, and the reason is I've just switched phones. I've got a new iPhone, and my audio plug, the audio plugs in the iPhones have changed, so I haven't plugged in today, but hopefully the sound is good and clear. I will just be getting a new little connection so I can use my old mic. And here we are. As we're around the corner, we're going to see it. I'll take you straight up there. It's an amazing space, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So we are heading now to the Palace Museum. There we go. And now construction on the Palace Museum started in April 2019, and the museum opened last year on the 3rd of July, and that was also, it was an auspicious year because that was Hong Kong from Britain back to China, and so they did lots of things to celebrate. One of those things was the building of the Palace Museum. Now inside the Palace Museum, I think I said it a little earlier, but yeah, 5,000 years of Chinese history. I think they've got, like, the oldest object they had when I went there was a bowl, a 5,000-year-old bowl. But the real reason you want to go there is to see items from the Forbidden Palace in Beijing, which have been specially lent to the Palace Museum. And so the Hong Kong Palace Museum presents over 900 priceless treasures. Most of those objects on loan and exhibited it in Hong Kong for the very first time. Let's go up. Now, if you've been to the Forbidden City or you've seen the Forbidden City, red is a very significant color. And they've used it, that same red that you see at the Forbidden City, on the entrance to the Palace Museum. So we're about to get there, and you'll see a very beautiful, distinctive red color as we get to the top. Yeah, it's an interesting contrast. Elizabeth just said such modern buildings for such antiques. Yes, you have the contrast of the ancient artifacts that in these beautifully created modern buildings. So I'm just going to see if I can zoom out a little bit for you, give you a more. Let's see if I can zoom out anymore. Yeah. And now I just want to give you a little postcard moment. So we're going to walk to the front where it says the Hong Kong Palace Museum. You can grab a postcard in front of these amazingly huge, imposing doors. And then I'm going to give you a view of what it looks like looking down from the tallest building in Hong Kong. Yeah, I'm going to get a converter, just a little converter, audio converter, like that as well. Let's get a postcard. There, just going to frame it up nicely. David says, I'm surprised how many signs are in English. Yeah, I'll tell you why. So, because Hong Kong has this history of with Britain being in charge of Hong Kong for 100 years, Hong Kong is, if you're English, you're not going to have any problem in Hong Kong getting around because everything's in English and Chinese. And most people here speak English and Chinese, so you're not going to have a problem getting around. Behind us is the ICC, the International Commerce Center, and I want to quickly show you what a view looks like from there. So there we are. If we were at the top of the ICC, this is looking down now on the Palace Museum where we are right now. That's one of the many views you're going to get from the top of the ICC. Really, really epic. If you look on the right hand side, that little square there, that's the Palace Museum where we're standing right now, and just an amazing place to see the sunset and just to get a better sense of the size and scope of Hong Kong. I also recommend if you're coming to Hong Kong for go to this, what it's called, the Sky 100 viewing deck, because it's a great way to orientate yourself and get a feeling for the city and the bigger, wider area. Yeah, so Hong Kong is also an international finance center. Jay's just alluded to that. So yeah, Hong Kong's the international finance center, so you get people from all coming from across the world to work in finance. I want to go right to the corner of the building, give us a nice little shot. So Hong Kong's a center for finance. In fact, the Hong Kong dollar is pegged to the US dollar. It's a very stable currency. It's controlled within a very narrow band. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you here in the West Kowloon Cultural District. There's going to be more to see in the coming years besides these theatrical spaces, art museum, palace museum, and the opera house. Is going to be more. So maybe in a couple of years' time, once this area is completely finished, we'll do another tour of the area that is still to be completed. But for now, let's enjoy this amazing view. And just a quick shout out, I didn't see the this tour on the calendar, so thank you for joining today, because I thought I put it on the calendar, but I didn't see it on the calendar email. So thanks so much for joining, and yeah, we'll be going on some more tour. I'll be planning the rest of the tours for November and December later today, so I'll put those on. If you're following me on Buy Me a Coffee, just follow me on Buy Me a Coffee. You'll get an email with all the rest of the tours for this month and next month. And talking about Buy Me a Coffee, I just want to say no need to buy me a coffee, but if you want, go onto my Facebook group, and a friend of mine, Paula, is going through operation which has had a bit of complications. So if you want to leave a tip, I would encourage you not to leave a tip for me, but you can leave a tip if you want to. You can leave something for her. So I hope you've enjoyed this epic space, and I look forward to bringing you back here in a few years' time to see how it's changed. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll leave you here with a beautiful shot of the nature and Hong Kong Island. Until next time, keep exploring, keep adventuring, and I'll see you soon.